Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a new game from Target called Summer Camp. Summer Camp is a game from Phil Walker Harding and publisher Buffalo. Plays 2 to 4 players pretty quickly. I don't know what the box actually says. I can't find the time, but I'm going to say it's like 30, 45 minutes. And what you're doing in this is you are taking on the role of a camper, and you're trying to be the best at 3 different activities. You're trying to get your merit badges first. You might get a participation trophy. You might be the all-star camper. But effectively, you're doing that all through deck building. So you're going to use these junky cards to be able to buy better cards and to be able to move your character along this path. That's the whole crux of the game. So with my terrible explanation, let's just go out of the table. Check it out. All right, so here's a game of Summer Camp, all set up for 2 players. To set up, first thing you're going to do is set out this board here. This piece is always together, and then you're going to shuffle the 9 tiles or randomly make the path like I've done here. According to player count, you're going to put out the participation awards and the Camp All-Star merit badges. And in a 2-player game, Camp All-Star is 8 and 4 points. Participation is 6 and 2. Then you're going to use the base game cards, which are going to be in this box, the base pack. And you're going to pick 3 of the other ones. And I have picked Arts and Crafts. What else? Games. And Outdoors. You're going to take all those cards out. You're going to take out the cards that have 1 move, and you're going to give each one of them to each player. So you're going to start with 7 cards from the base deck and one move card for each of the tracks on the board to have a total of 10 cards. You're going to get a snack bar, this little player board, and then from the base deck you're going to put out the free time, scavenger hunt, and s'mores cards, which are always available to buy, well, at least as long as they're available. And then based on the boxes that you pick, you're going to shuffle the cards after you've taken out the move cards, and if there's 4 of each of those cards, and if you're only playing with less than 4 players, the rest can go back in the box. You're going to shuffle, flip 2 under the appropriate path, and then based on the number of players, you're going to put out the proper merit badges. So in a 2-player game, each track, so games, arts and crafts, and outdoors are going to have a merit badge worth 10 and a merit badge worth 6. And then you're going to put your meeples in a 2-player game at the bottom of the track. And then one more thing, each player is going to get a snack bar, and based on the number of players, you're going to start out with a different number of cards. So first player always gets 3, second player gets 4. If there's a third player, they would get 5. If there's a fourth player, they would get 6, and that's all laid out on the board right here, along with merit badge setup, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and start playing. So this player is the first player, so they're going to take their turn. This is a deck builder. So you're going to use your cards in your hand to either do movements on the tracks, buy cards, or that's it. Every card can be worth 1 energy. So I can do no movement and not take the action of the card, use 3 energy to be able to buy a card. The cost of the card is here, so this one's 3. Points are here, and then the track that it kind of relates to will be the one that's directly the deck that it came from. So let's go ahead and play. So I have this card, and I'm going to play it for the movement. Move 1 space on the arts and crafts track. That's this one. I'm red. I'll move 1 space. If you move onto a space where there's an action or cross it, you get that action. This one, move 1 space on the outdoors path, which is the last one right here. So I've now moved up. And then I have 1 action card, which I can't do anything with. No cards cost an action, but I do have a snack bar. Snack bars can be cashed in to add energy to be able to buy a card, and I want to buy a s'mores, so I'll buy a s'mores. So the snack bar gets discarded. The s'mores and the other card that I used in my hand are discarded, and now every other turn I'll draw up to 5 cards. It's just that first turn that's a little funky. So now I get my 5 cards in my hand for my next turn. Now this player, they have 4 cards. Same kind of deal. I'm going to use this place to play because it's the only room in the table that I have. So we have Ooh, we're going to get a move on all 3 tracks. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So they're going to move 1 on arts and crafts, which is the middle. They're purple. They're going to move 1 on the games path, which is number 1. And because they landed on this bonus here, they're going to get a snack bar. You can have a maximum of 6 snack bars. And then they're going to move 1 on the outdoors path. Let's discard all these. So the outdoors, which is the other one they haven't moved on, move there. Discard those. They have 1 energy, but a total of 3 because they could use their snack bars if they want to. And I think they're going to. And they're going to buy the tug of war card. So they'll buy the tug of war for 1 energy plus 2 snack bars, so that's 3 energy. That goes away, and we refill this card at the end of their turn. And now it's back to this player. They're going to draw back up to 5 first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. All right, now this player. It's going to be a lot of lights out, probably 2, 3, 4 lights out, and 1 move on the games path. So let's move on games. I'm going to get a snack bar because I hit the snack bar. Now I have 4 energy or 5, depending on what I want to do. I think I'm going to spend my snack bar plus my 4 energy cards. That'll give me 5 energy, and I'll buy the ceramics card. So now I can move 2 when that card comes up on arts and crafts. Done. Refill. I draw back up to 5, so I have 2. In a normal deck builder, if you don't know what a deck builder is, you're buying cards to make your deck better. And when you run out of cards to draw, you shuffle your discard deck and turn it into a new draw deck. So now I'm going to shuffle because I need to draw 3 more cards. So you're going to start getting the better cards into your hand every time you have to shuffle. So that's the goal, is to get better cards to replace those not so good starting cards. All right, so they have 5. Cards kind of stick together, so let me make sure I have 5. Okay, so they did all their movements already, so the rest of their turns, their cards are going to be lights out. They have 5, they have no snack bars. So let's see. I'm actually going to do a s'mores for 2 and a scavenger hunt for 3, and that'll be 5 energy. All right, so that's that. Then they're going to be shuffling because they're going to draw 1 and shuffle. Oops, that should be face down. That's face down. 3, 4, 5. All right, there's 5. Done. And that's how the game's going to play. I'm not going to keep going because that's how the course of the game is going to go. You're going to move your guys, or your hikers. You're going to buy cards. Now, the things I didn't show you because it's going to be a while before we get there, and I don't want to make this video go on for 30 minutes. When your hiker crosses one of these bonuses, you get the bonus. So this is draw a card. That one's move a hiker. There's snack bars, there's hikers, and there's draw cards. When you get all 3 of your hikers either to the bridge or across the bridge, you're going to take the top one of these participation trophies and put it on your board. Next time, if I did it again, I would take this one. When you reach the top of a track, you're going to take the top merit badge. There's a merit badge for everybody. And in a 2-player game, there's a participation badge for everybody. You're going to take the highest point merit badge. So if I make it up to the top of the games, I'll take this. This player makes it up to this track. They'll take this one. They make it up to the top of this one. They take this one. And then when they finally make it up to the top of this one, they get this. Once someone has gone all the way up to the top, gotten all the people up to the top, the game is over. Or if you're unable to draw cards, which is probably not going to happen. But once someone's made it all the way up to the top, the game is over. Whoever has the most points is the winner. And if there's a tie, whoever has the most snack bars breaks that tie. And that's the game. So like I said before, you're trying to buy cards to get points. That's going to be not as, most of your points are going to come from the badges, but the cards will have points as well. So this will be worth 2. You add up all the cards plus your badges, and that's where you're going to get your points from. And that is how you play Summer Camp. Let's go up the top, see what we think about it. All right, well, that was Summer Camp. So this is a deck builder, like I mentioned earlier. This is going to be an entry-level deck builder. This is a game that you can get at Target, and you can play with anybody. If someone's never played deck building, you can bust this game out, teach it to them in 5-10 minutes, and you're going to have a fun time. It's designer Phil Walker Harding. He's done archaeology, Barren Park. I think he did, shoot, what's that Egyptian one? Emotep. He's done piles of games, and that's just scratching the surface. But this is Phil Walker Harding. He specializes in light-ish games. Like all these games I mentioned are fairly light, and this one is right there. It's going to be an entry-level deck builder, and yeah, it's welcoming, and that's what Phil Walker Harding does the best. So let's talk about some things that I wanted to talk about. So the components. I mentioned this a little bit in the overview, but the tiles are, shuffleable, and you can lay out the track different every time. And the only reason that matters is because there are some bonuses that you're going to be able to pass, and you can just switch up the tracks each time. It's not going to change the game a ton, but it gives it a little variability. This piece right here basically is going to tell you how to set up the game, how many merit badges you're going to get, cards, and all that kind of thing. The main way you're going to get variability is by picking 3 of these 7 packs of cards. Let me see if I can hold them all up without causing a kerfuffle here. You got 7 packs of cards that you can pick from. You're always going to play with these. These are the starting cards and the cards that are always available. But these are going to be the different tracks that you have. So there's adventure, outdoors, games, arts and crafts, friendship, water sports, and cooking. You're going to pick 3 of these. So 2 games, and you're not even going to play through all these. You're going to need at least 3 games to be able to use all of these decks of cards. So right there, you're going to have 3 very different games in all these cards, which is really cool. So that gives a little bit of variability. It's also going to lend itself to expansions very well, because you can just release new packs of cards, maybe some new expansions, or new mechanisms, new boards, whatever. But it's going to be easy to expand, so that's really cool. That's the crux of the variability, and that's basically the whole point of the game. These little hikers are really neat looking. They got little backpacks. The player board, nothing to write home about. But if you've never played a deck builder, it's going to help you know you're going to draw from here, you're going to discard here, and you're just going to have places to organize, which is pretty cool. Not the best player board in the world, but it is a player board. So this game's good. It's not my favorite deck builder by any means. It's really simple. But if you like deck builders, you're going to have fun. If you never played a deck builder, you're probably going to enjoy this, because it's a nice theme. Everybody can relate to camping. Either you've been to a camp, you've watched a movie at camp, you know someone who's been to a camp. It's an easily accessible theme, and that's cool. So I'm actually going to give this a BGM accepted seal. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10, which is a 3.5 wrenches out of 5 on an arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it to games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So that is Summer Camp from Buffalo and Phil Walker Harding. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.